So have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy John, aka Stealth here, and we're back. As I said, this is the spoiler review of uh I can't even this bro. This this it's the review for this Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Spoilers. There will be spoilers. Spoilers. If you guys aren't paying attention, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. There will be spoilers in this review. And if you're still here, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into it. So this movie, this movie, guys, this movie. Oh my gosh. So I look crusty. First of all, oh my gosh. Ignore the crust. Ignore the crust. What is that? All right. So this movie, we start with Miles, right? He's been doing the Spider-Man thing for a couple months. He's gotten pretty good at, like, bro is slick, bro is fly. It's just another day in the life. He's supposed to be getting counseling for college. His parents are there. He's running late because he's doing this Spider-Man stuff. And then we run into no, actually, bro, I'm far ahead of myself. We start out the movie with baby girl Gwen, and Gwen is kind of reeling over the death of her universe, Peter Parker, aka the Lizard. And she is like in a bad way about it because like she didn't really have any close friends besides Peter, and the only other person she got close to was Miles, who is in another universe, so she can't really see him. So she's just like having a bad time because her dad like works all the time, so he can't really comfort her. So like she quits her band, which she's a part of. The music for her intro is amazing. She goes out Spider-Womaning, actually, for the Vulture from another universe. Like it was like a Da Vinci universe where everything was like in the art style of like the Da Vinci drawings.
Da Vinci?
Da Vinci. Where everything was in the art style of the Da Vinci drawings, and basically, because of the hole that was ripped in the universe by you guys remember in the first movie where like the Dark Matter thing exploded, it ripped holes in universes, allowing different people to like come through. It's basically the same thing that happened in No Way Home when Peter messed up the spell. That's what's happening in this movie, but it's because of the Dark Matter explosion that occurred in the first movie for Into the Spider-Verse. And basically Miguel and the chick on the motorcycle, I forget her name. They're going around and basically fixing everything and putting everything back where it's supposed to be, because apparently if you don't, it destroys the entire universe if you let it happen long enough. So Gwen goes to stop this Vulture. She runs into Miguel and the chick on the motorcycle, and they basically destroy the museum, but they end up stopping the guy. And then she reveals her identity to her dad because her dad corners her because her dad is the police captain. And her dad still tries to arrest her, which is really messed up because like that's your daughter, bro. Why would you still try to arrest her? And so basically, what should we call it? She leaves with Miguel and let's call her East. It's the character played by Issa Rae, bro. That's I keep forgetting her name. Picture, huh?
Her name is Jess.
Oh, apparently her name is Jess. But fast forward a couple months, we now get to Miles doing the Spider-Man stuff. Has her running with Spot. Spot is like, I'm your biggest nemesis, blah, 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 blah. Apparently, Miles accidentally created Spot because in a scene in Into the Spider-Verse where he was running away, he threw a bagel at the guy who eventually becomes Spot, and then Spot was there that at the time that the dark matter collider exploded, which gave him his powers, but also like deformed him. So now his skin is like all white and has spots, which is why he's called Spot. Which allows him to like go into different dimensions and stuff. Pretty cool. But Miles doesn't like it. It's basically the plot for Lego Batman. Now that I think about it, where like Spot is like, I'm your biggest nemesis, and Miles is like, you're like a villain of the week. I wouldn't say you're my biggest nemesis. And Spot took that personally. So Miles captures him and runs to go meet his parents at the counseling where they do the counseling, blah blah. But Spot escapes before the police could get him, and then in a second encounter with Spot, he kind of throws himself into his own portal. Like he gets himself stuck in there, and then he realizes that his portals can actually go into different dimensions, and because of that, he's like, okay, I'm actually OP as ever, so I'm gonna go get like super powerful by creating by hopping into different dimensions, like, and causing that reactor explosion to happen again and again, and then absorbing it, basically amplifying his powers, and then he's gonna like murk Miles. That's like his entire plan, is just to take away everything from Miles, because Miles technically was the reason why he became like deformed and couldn't live in society anymore. Miles wasn't actually the reason. I don't understand villains blaming superheroes for stuff which like they caused. Like Miles wasn't the reason why the reactor exploded. The reason why the reactor exploded was Kingpin, who was trying to get his parents, his wife and kid back, who blah blah blah. You guys watched the first movie, you know what happened. Essentially, then Gwen gets a mission from Miguel, who's like, okay, go to Miles' universe, because originally they were keeping them separated because Miles is technically an anomaly because he wasn't bit by the spider in his universe. He was bit by the spider from another universe. So technically, in his universe, he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man. They already had a Spider-Man in his universe, but he got bit by a spider from another universe, which caused him to become Spider-Man, which is also the reason why his Peter died, because he's an anomaly and he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man in that universe. Keep that in mind, though, that the spider that bit him is from another universe, because this plays a role way down the line. Bro, Chekhov's gun in this movie is so real, it's insane. But she's been Gwen has been avoiding visiting Miles this entire time because like she couldn't tell him that he's technically an anomaly and something's gonna happen down the line that he needs to let happen. Because she knew he wasn't gonna let it happen, because Miles is that guy, he's that boy, exaggerated swagger, like he wasn't gonna let it happen. So she comes to the universe. She wasn't supposed to go see Miles. She was supposed to keep an eye on Spot. But you know, she's been going through it. She missed Miles, so she went to go see the boy. Miles, exemplary, exaggerated swagger, Riz, laid it down. Accidentally distracted her. Spot got away after creating a miniature dark matter explosion to regain his powers, because after the last fight with Miles, he drained all of his powers, so he had to bro, I say a lot. After that, what happened after that? After that, she got chewed out by Jess. That's her. Yeah, I remember Jess. And then she hopped into Spider-Man India's universe, and Miles was like there the entire time she was getting chewed out, and basically he realized that Gwen didn't really come there to like specifically see him. She came because she had a mission, which kind of hurt him, but he decided to follow her into Spider-Man India's universe. And Spider-Man India is so cool, bro. Bro got sauce. Miles has exaggerated swagger. Bro has exaggerated sauce. He's basically like the Peter Parker from Miles' universe, where everything just went right from him until he died. But the Spider-Man India obviously didn't die. So Gwen goes to Spider-Man India's universe to capture Spot, which is where he went next. Miles follows them sneakily until like they run into Spot, and then Miles reveals himself to Gwen, and Gwen is like, "Why do you follow me? You're not supposed to be here." And Miles is like, "Well, I am here, and I'm gonna help because that's what I do." And in the entire thing, uh, my Spot causes an explosion in Alchemax like he's been doing to like increase his powers, and we get introduced to Hobie when Spot puts up a force field between him and the spiders. Hobie just smash. Hobie is Spider-Punk, by the way. That's his actual name is Hobie. But Spider-Punk is actually so much cooler than I thought he was. Because I guess I never actually paid attention to the character when I read the Spider-Verse comics. But like, he's very like corny anti-establishment anarchist vibes, but like the deeper character of him, super cool guy, super rock and roll. I am all over the place. I'm trying to tell you what's happening from memory. But we get introduced to Hobie. Hobie teaches Miles how to properly use his electricity powers, because the entire time he was channeling electricity through his fingertips, which takes a while to charge up. But Hobie was like, "Bro, you got to use your palms," which just causes it to happen like instantly, which Miles uses a couple times down the line. Again, Chekhov's gone. This movie does it. This movie is such fantastic like writing and storytelling. It's insane. But basically, Spot escapes. He escapes to go cause more explosions, get more power, and then eventually go back to Miles's main universe to kill Miles's dad. Because apparently for the spiders, it's like a canon thing where the captain or someone major in their life has to die in that universe. It's like something that has to happen. And since Miles's dad got a promotion to captain of the police force, he has to die in order for Miles to like continue being Spider-Man and for their universe to exist. It's a canon event, which is kind of bullshit in my opinion, because it's like, why does that have to happen for them to continue being Spider-Man? Like, are you saying like they can't live with like someone existing in their life that they like the entire okay so the entire point of the story was basically all the Spider-Men went through traumatic events, which eventually helped them become better people. But now Miguel O'Hara is trying to make Miles allow the situation to occur. Like, he's not giving them a chance to save it, like to stop it from occurring. He needs it to occur in order to like quote unquote saves Miles' universe. And the entire reason he says that needs to occur is because when Miguel was younger, he went to a different dimension where him in that dimension died, but he had a family that was still alive. And then he took the role of the Miguel in that dimension that died. And then eventually everything like faded away. Basically, Multiverse of Madness, that the Strange that was stuck in like the little dimension where everything faded away because he changed history and what was supposed to occur, became too powerful, whatnot. That's basically what happened. So he's made his mission to like keep everything canon so the universe doesn't quote unquote fall apart and nuke itself. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of lame. Stopping someone from like, if someone knows like their dad is gonna die, and stopping them from saving their dad on the press on like, it doesn't feel very Spider-Man like to be like, you can't save this person because you need to let it happen in order to be Spider-Man or to let your universe like you would at least try to save them. That's what Miles was like saying. It's like, I know this is gonna happen. I need to at least try to stop it. But Miguel was like, no, you can't try to stop it. It's every Spider-Man needs to like go through it. And then all the Spider-Man were like trying to stop him, which didn't make sense. It's like, you guys are Spider-Man. You guys are supposed to try to save everybody. Not just like you guys aren't supposed to be like, you have to sacrifice one person to like save the whole. You're just like, no, we save everybody, no compromises. Like, I know it's something like people eventually have to learn that you can't save everything. That was like the entire That was like a plot point in No Way Home where Peter was like, "You can't save everyone," and that's why his aunt died. Um, because he was trying to save the villains, and like the villains were like irredeemable, and then Goblin killed his aunt. You can't save everyone, and I get that's the point, but the point is you still try. And they weren't letting him try, which didn't make sense to me. It's like, you guys are low-key villains right now, because like, why aren't you letting him try? He knows his daddy's gonna die. He has a chance to get back to the universe and stop it from occurring. So why are you stopping him? And the entire thing was, in Spider-Man India's universe, Miles wasn't supposed to be there, and the dad of Spider-Man India's girlfriend was supposed to die in that moment where Spot caused the explosion, which was supposed to be Spider-Man India's like, oh, someone important to you like died. But Miles, because he was there when he wasn't supposed to be, he saved the captain, which was causing Spider-Man India's universe to be eaten away. But technically, Spider-Man India's universe was being eaten away because what's his face caused the dark matter explosion, which was eating it away. It's technically Spot's fault that everything is occurring, but they're making it seem like it happened because Miles stopped the person from like dying. He stopped him from he stopped the canon event, which was supposed to be the captain dies. Because he stopped it, that's why the universe is being eaten away. That didn't make sense to me personally, but I was too immersed to even question it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. This dude is spitting. So Miles, after this entire Spider-Man India section, goes back to the hub, which is Nueva York, which is basically Spider-Man 2099's hub, his world. There's so many references in that section alone. You can go frame by frame. There's like over like 150 Spider-Man there. Like, you can probably tie each Spider-Man to like a different universe. It's insane how many Spider-Man are there. Spider-Man PS4 is there. The original Spider-Man that went into the Spider-Verse, Penny, Porky, they're all there. The Peter Parker that was in Into the Spider-Verse, not the one that died, the second one that was down on his luck, but then eventually came up. He has a daughter now. He's the stereotypical dad that's like, oh, look at my daughter, bro. Look at my daughter. My daughter is great. Have you seen pictures of my daughter, bro? My daughter. Y'all know my daughter. But this is when Miles eventually finds out that his friends kind of betrayed him because they didn't tell him that everything they were doing wasn't because they missed him or wanted to see him or whatever, but because, well, Gwen was mixed on this because it was really big. She wanted to see him, but it was also, she was trying to complete the mission which was given to her, which was to stop Miles from basically not letting the canon events occur / keep an eye on Miles because he's technically an anomaly. Bro, my brain blanked. So Miles meets Miguel. Miguel explains the entire situation to him. And Miles is like, nah, I'm going to save my dad. And Miguel is like, no, because you're trapped. And Miles is like, yeah, you thought. And then uses the thing he learned from Hoagie. He uses his palms, breaks the force field that was surrounding him, and then starts booking it. And then Hobie is like, yeah, I'm out. I saw this coming. Peace. Which is, bro, I love black people because bro was like, yeah, see y'all later. And dipped while everybody else was chasing him. And bro, the exaggerated swagger buff has to be like a Super Saiyan level buff. Because the way Miles was handling all of these spiders, bro, they were all coming for him. Bro played no games. Bro was dipping, diving, dodging, swinging, swunging. Bro was insane. Fucking Miguel was on his ass. Bro hit him with the finish. And he had him pinned, and he was saying, "Yeah, you're not supposed to exist. You're useless. You're not supposed to be in this position. You don't deserve it." And Miles was like, "Yeah, but I got it now, nigga. What the fuck is you gonna do?" And then he hit him with the palms again, basically disabled his suit for temporary, because the way Spider-Man 2099 works is he technically doesn't have like spider powers in the typical way. He climbs using the claws of his suit, and then he has like basically what's essentially a super soldier serum, which makes him stronger, faster, and kind of a vampire. And Miles then jumps off the train, which is going all the way up, which is basically this movie's leap of faith moment. He makes it back to the hub where he is invisible, bypasses Spider Bite, who is also black. Now that's important because he bypasses Spider Bite with his invisibility and activates the machine, which is supposed to send him back to his universe based on his DNA. So the machine scans his DNA, and then he activates the machine, and they're all scrambling to like deactivate the machine, but they can't because Miles sabotaged it in some way. And then Miguel's like trying to like rip this force field that is currently surrounding Miles open with his claws, which he almost does. And then Spider Bite, who is black, keep that in mind, has the option to reboot the system, which will stop him from being sent back. And then she's like, she looks at Miles, and Miles looks back at Spider Bite, and then Spider Bite is like, nah, you got to do what you got to do, my nigga. Yeah, nigga, solidarity. You already know. Basically, and then Miles pulls down his mask and then gets sent to the universe. And then Gwen gets kicked out because Miguel blames Gwen for this entire situation happening. So now they're on the hunt to like stop Miles from saving his dad, essentially. And Gwen is back in her universe where, remember, in the beginning of the movie, her identity got revealed to her dad. So now, like, she sneaks back into her apartment where her dad has just been like waiting for her for like, I don't know if it was like a couple hours that passed or like months that passed, but she's been MIA, bro. And her dad discovered her secret stash of like spider stuff, and they had a talk, and basically her dad basically accepted her as being a spider, and he's like, I quit the police force, so I'm not gonna arrest you or whatever. Just go do what you need to do. I'll support you as a dad because that's the only thing I can do. That's the most important job I have. Really touching scene. And then Gwen gets a gift from Hobie, which is basically his wristwatch because hers was deactivated. And she jumps to Miles's actual universe to like catch Miles. But here's where the plot twist happened. Remember what I said that Miles was bit by a spider from a different universe? Yeah, that spider's DNA is in his blood. So when that machine read his DNA, it sent him to that spider's universe. This universe that doesn't have a Spider-Man because the spider that was supposed to be in that universe got sent to his universe. He got sent to that universe. So Gwen was in his universe. That's where all the spiders are looking for him. He's in a different universe where there is no Spider-Man. And in that universe, his dad is dead. So he tries to reveal to his mom that his Spider-Man, that universe doesn't have a Spider-Man, so she doesn't know what he's talking about. And then like when he's like standing there confused, the Prowler Uncle Aaron walks in, which was like, whoa, the Prowler's alive in this universe. And then he daps up Miles. Miles hugs him because like he missed him obviously, and bro was like, why are you acting strange? And he made a comment of, you took down your braids, that's kind of weird. And then Miles was like, yeah, I kind of got tired of them. And then they went up, and the Prowler was talking about, oh, we're going on a mission, or but it's taking me half an hour to explain this movie. And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm doing this accurately. This is all off the top of my dome, my medulla oblongata. And then uh, Miles got hit with a gibbity-doo slumber and got knocked out. And when he came to, he was tied up to a punching bag, and when he comes to, he basically tries to reason with Uncle Aaron that like he could be a good guy, like him in his universe, the Uncle Aaron in his universe died, but he knows that if he had the chance, he would be a good guy. And Uncle Aaron was like, "Good guy, bro, you're tripping. I'm evil to the core." And then Miles was like, "I know you don't want to be the Prowler, bro. You don't have to be the Prowler." And then Uncle Aaron like tells him that he's not the Prowler in this universe. And then that's when Miles like starts putting two and two together. He's like, "Wait a minute. You were talking about us going on a mission, and you're not the Prowler in this universe." And that's when we get the reveal that the Miles in that universe, I like to call him Miles Morales because the Miles is the main universe one, and then Miles Morales is the Prowler version. The Miles in that universe, Miles Morales, is the bro. First of all, the shoes I talked about in the original review, this is like the clearest picture I could get of them. I think I'm like one of the few people that have like a picture of these shoes currently. I don't know if they're like the same version of the shoes, and it's just because that Miles has, but it's just because of the lighting around that scene that made it look different. But I want those shoes, bro. Like if Sony, Nike, if y'all want to hook your boy up, I know I'm not, bro. I barely get any views on my videos, but like if y'all want to hook a boy up, I'm right here, bro. Just reach out to me. I'll happily sign a contract. 2 years paid promotions. Oh, let me not say that, bro. They're gonna get me into the Illuminati. But yeah. And then the movie has the nerve to end on a cliffhanger for Beyond. That pissed me off to no extent, because I didn't, apparently they were like, yeah, this movie is going to be part one of 2 parts. I didn't see the news for that. So it was a genuine surprise to me when the movie ended off on a cliffhanger. I was like, but yeah, no, movie's great. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Go see it. I'll see y'all later. This was a long explanation. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. It's me, your boy John, aka Stealth.
Like?
Let's go!
Arigatou gozaimasu!